So, it seems like Warner is doing it again. And by again, what do you mean, randomness? I mean, they made an entire movie just to use it as a tax write off. I talked about the situation with Batgirl before, so go ahead, watch that video, and let's talk about the movie that they have decided to cut this year. If they get rid of a movie for tax write offs, it means we'll never see this movie. There's several other movies that have been kind of sold for tax write-offs that we will just never see. And this one so happens to be a live-action Looney Tunes movie that a lot of people were actually hyped for, called Coyote Vs Acme. I hadn't really heard about this until just recently with all this news coming out, so I discovered that this movie was coming out, and I'm super hyped to talk about this with you all because it gets under my skin. If you can't tell, I can't even form a cohesive sentence because I hate it when stuff like this happens to movies. I hate it when stuff like this happens to movies or artists get screwed over by bigger companies. I hate it. And it looks like Warner is once again on my chopping block. So let's go ahead and roll the intro, lovelies. First, I'm going to go ahead and read off this article that I found on, The Ringer in Pop Culture. And then I'm going to give you guys my own thoughts. And I will also give you my thoughts, Warner. Because it seems like y'all are really into speedrunning to your demise. Which is, weird. Everybody has their things, but you don't have to be so public about it. But anyways, WB has reportedly decided to shelve the live-action Looney Tunes mashup. It might be good business, but it's also a reminder of the impertinence of art in the streaming era. With the possible exceptions of trauma surgeons, firefighters, and garbage collectors, nearly everyone at one point or another has been plagued by the ambient sense that their job is pointless. This is true even within professionals that consider it essential. If you know of any nurses or teachers, you've heard about the hopelessness and boredom that snake their way into hospitals and schools. When you abstract work further and further away from producing shoes and chairs towards producing shareholder value, you're forced to confront one fundamental question again and again. What the fuck are we doing here? Last week, it became clear that Warner Bros. Discovery, a conglomerate formed by the AT&T spin-off of Warner Media, itself by the byproduct of the 1990 merger between Time Inc. and Warner Communications that was designed to slave off a hostile takeover by Gulf and Western, which is now Paramount, planned to permanently shelve the Coyote vs. Acme, a live-action hybrid film that was completed sometime in 2022. Based on the New Yorker piece by Ian Fraser, published the same month after the Time Warner merger, that imagined Wile E. Coyote suing the Acme company over defects in manufacture or improper cautionary labeling of the various items that he purchases in the cartoons to help capture the Roadrunner in the film stars Will Forte and John Cena. Why was John Cena attached to this? Okay, one little side tangent. Is John Cena a good actor? I kind of don't think he is. I think the first thing I saw him in was the Fred movies, which if you remember Fred, I do too. I remember John Cena being in a refrigerator.
What am I gonna do?
You're gonna go, that's what you're gonna do.
Dad!
You're gonna go.
Very weird. It was very weird. So, seeing John Cena get in a lot of other movies recently, still weird. Like, if he's a good actor, can you tell me? I see him in things, and I'm like, oh, John Cena's here. Being John Cena. Because he just seems to do the same thing. I don't know. Anyway, kind of a side tangent. Like, if you think John Cena's a good actor, let me know in the comments. Let's go ahead and go back to the article. is directed by Dave Green and is written by Sammy Birch, whose May-December script is up for Best Original Screenplay at the next Oscars. It is now overwhelmingly likely that no member of the public will ever be able to view Coyote Vs. Acme. In fact, the Wrap reports that after an outcry from filmmakers and onlookers of the initial reports and plans about to shelve the film, which was budgeted at around $70 million. They're literally getting a $70 million tax write-off for a film that's already done and ready to be put on market. Just like Batgirl. I hate it when this happens, because I always think about the people, from the people delivering coffee to the actors to the director to everyone that just made this movie. And especially since it's like a live action kind of like Space Jam like kind of thing, where they're mixing reality with kind of like animation or CGI, like, I don't know, Sonic as a recent example. I imagine like the people that worked on the freaking models and making the characters come to real life, which is historically hard to do. The first instance of this actually working well was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like, it's still something that is hard to master. And from the pictures that I've seen of Coyote Vs. Acme so far, looks fucking good. The poor people that had to work on this, just to hear that their hard work and in their hard work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the long nights of shooting and repeating the same lines over and over again, the people behind the cameras, just everybody wasted their time? And movies take months to make, in filming, in pre-production, and post-production. I can't imagine getting the call that something that I was proud of, like, even if they weren't proud of working on this project, it's still that time, that money, the effort, the energy, the time wasted for something that's never going to be seen. And especially as someone who is also very creative, like my fellow creative heart is like, ugh, these poor people, their work will never be seen. It hurts. So the fact that they're trying to take the $70 million and just make it a tax write-off, oh, my soul, my heart hurts. Oh. Warner allowed it to be screened for interested parties, but Warner did not inform Netflix, Amazon, or Paramount. They even went as far as to screen it for interested people, all of which are said to have made handsome offers ahead of time that would that would be no budgeting from its initial asking price, which was somewhere between $75 million to $80 million. Wait. This is getting worse the more I read it. You mean to tell me that they screened it for people, and ahead of time, all the major streaming services were making handsome offers for this movie, and they're still gonna shelve it? Warner, I am convinced y'all are enjoying your own demise. What the hell? They made handsome offers and y'all are still going to just make it so this movie never gets seen? With handsome offers from everyone from Netflix to Paramount to Amazon? This is getting worse. They made handsome offers ahead of time that would be no budgeting from its original asking price, which was somewhere between the $75 to $80 million. There is a precedent for Warner under CEO and President David Zaslav. David Snorzlov canceling a filmed and nearly finished feature film. In 2022, the conglomerate shelved Batgirl and something called Scoob Holiday Haunt, which I've also talked about, I think. Each of which was slated to go directly to the company's paid streaming service, then known as HBO Max. You can imagine you can imagine a team of men in suits. Sir, the exclamation point actually goes in the middle. But after Coyote Vs. Acme is not the first property to be left flattened, as if by a falling anvil on the side of a highway, it's first of those whose very premise is a tidy metaphor for the way that the industry has become an impassable web of contemporary and completing corporate interests that wraps itself around cultural projects until they are completely mummified. Put another way, Coyote vs. Acme, if we were to take the Frasier piece as its basis, is a movie that is about the very dynamic that killed it. Capital's use of the law as Capital's use of the law not as an arena for fair. I can't say this word. Abdication? Ooh, I can't say that. Is a blunt instrument. Created for Warner Brothers at the tail end of the 1940s by Chuck Jones and Michael Maltese, Wile E. Coyote has spent the past 75 years in a perpetual chase against Roadrunner, a similarly silent desert dweller. Across that, in Frasier's piece, Coyote's attorneys calls Arizona and contiguous states, the predator deploys an endless array of Acme-supplied gadgets and contraptions to catch his prey, always to no avail. While Bugs Bunny is the unquestioned star of Looney Tunes, Coyote is a constant victim of the cartoon physics the franchise made famous. He scurries off cliffs and falls into the chasm below when he looks down and sees that the ground is gone. He's frozen, statue-like, by the quick-drying cement that Roadrunner speeds through like a hydroplaning car. He collides with a roadside billboard so violently that he has to leave a hole in the shape of his full silhouette, and other things. What Frasier's piece captures so shrewdly is the way legalese can make the ordinary sound absurd and absurd sound outright justifiable. The lawsuit, like the cartoon itself, endears Coyote to us. We want him to catch the Roadrunner. We don't want him to suffer a fracture of the left ear at the stem, causing the ear to dangle in the aftershock with a creaking noise. But the underlying catalog of injuries to body and reputation that Coyote's lawyer offers in the claim is that a predator's inalienable right is to pursue his prey. So where Acme is a clot of half-obscured directors, officers, shareholders, successors, and assigns, that the plaintiff himself is hoping to normalize his crimes. The case of a rushing nesting doll of predation. It calls to mind the arch-American myths of the careless coffee drinkers suing restaurants for handling them hot drinks. The entertainment industry, like all others, replicates this logic on a larger scale. Most analysts figure that Warner will score at least $30 million in tax break for shelving the Coyote vs. Acme rather than releasing it. This, on its face, is immoral and anti-competitive, whether you find it the morality and the business competition to be one and the same, or directly opposed. How can it be better than to flush $70 million down the drain than to try and recoup the last of it? Yeah, it just basically sounds like it's just taxes, and basically they don't want anyone to have it. They'd rather just shelve it because the company is down on its luck. Now, I do not know why Warner is deciding to do this to a lot of stuff. They shelved Batgirl, they shelved an animated Scooby-Doo movie, which Scooby-Doo is pretty popular, I still think. I mean, Velma got a lot of hate watching, but it still got people interested, and I think the main reason why people got mad is because people love Scooby-Doo. So, like, why? I don't get it. Ooh, sorry. I don't get it. It drives me crazy when stuff like this happens. I feel bad for everybody involved in the project. I hate the company more, which David Zaslav, I don't know why. This is so awful. Like, this just seems even dirtier and nastier because they already screened it. They had offers for it, and yet they're still choosing to just... They had offers for, like, in the 75 to 80 million, but yet they're gonna shelve it for... They're gonna give it to taxes for 30 million? It makes no sense. None of this makes no sense. And it looked like it was gonna be a good movie, too. People seemed really hyped. I don't see where the problem was with this movie releasing. People were waiting for it. People looked excited for it. They had offers. They had offers that made them at least a $5 million, whatever, profit. David Zaslav, what are you doing? Do you just get off on public humiliation? Because everyone is clowning her ass every time you do this shit, but you keep doing it. And every time it seems to get more ironic, and to me, it hurts, but it also gets funnier. Because I'm like, how long is it going to take for you to realize this is a bad idea? And it seems to be the stuff that people are waiting for, like the stuff that people are talking about and are curious about and are like, maybe I'll go see it. It seems to be that kind of stuff that gets the tax break guillotine. I don't understand. How are they picking these things? Do they just like the attention? Is that why they're doing it? I don't know. Besides the company being in dire straits, but like other than that, I have no idea. But yeah, this seemed like something that a lot of people were excited for. I don't like it when companies do this one way or the other, so yeah, fuck you, David Zaslav. Don't sue me. This is all my opinion, allegedly. Everything I've said is my own opinion based on things clearly very much said publicly on the internet, so you can't do anything. This is all said within fair use. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I don't understand. This kind of stuff, it bothers me. It's something I always want to talk about because I hate it when creatives I always hate it and feel bad when creatives get screwed over by companies. Always. It stick it to the man. I want to stick it to the man, okay? Stick it to the man. I think that's in Hoodwinked, but yeah. If you got any comments about this, share your thoughts in the comments below. Were you excited for Coyote Vs Acme? Do you want this movie to still come out? It seems like even some of the Looney Tunes actors have been wanting this movie to come out, and even publicly at one of the award shows that happened recently.
We could be Wile E. Coyote right now. I hate to be political, but release Coyote vs. Acme!
And, now that that's over, and by that I mean my career...
Also, yes, my hands are blue or purple, if you can tell, because I dyed my hair finally. Finally got some hair dye. But yeah, one of the actors even publicly said in, I think, Bugs Bunny and Daffy's voice at an award show to release this movie. So there's a lot of anger and a lot of pushback against this, which I personally am very happy to see. Yes, stick it to the man. Stick it to David Zaslav, because this crap it gets under my skin in a way I cannot describe. I hate it. But I'm glad to see people are actually mad about this. Actually, really a lot madder than they were about Batgirl or the Scooby-Doo movie. So, yeah, I'm happy about this. I'm happy that people are standing up. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys. I don't just talk about this stuff. I also review books, movies, TV shows. I talk about, stuff happening in the news in the pop culture space like this as well. So, and I'm also doing gameplay. And I'm bringing back other series. Also, quick announcement. I might be moving soon. So if there's a moment where I'm not posting, or I'm posting, not every single day or every other day like I like to, it's probably because I'm doing moving stuff and it's going to take a lot of my time. So we're in the process. I'm supposed to be looking at a house today. So yeah, I'm trying to film some things in advance, but if things don't come out when they normally do, there's your answers. I love you all so much, and I hope you have the best day. See ya!